What's up, Primetime Squad? Coming to y'all live on this cold, chilly type of day. I just want to talk about Black Ink Cruise Chicago real quick. There was a lot going on in this last show. What did y'all think about it if y'all watched it? One thing that I wanted to talk about was Lil old Lily. Now, as y'all know, if y'all been following me for a minute, Lily and I have like a love-hate relationship, and I'm driving, so I'm being careful though. But Lily and I have a love-hate relationship. Lily is like a sweet person, but hot-headed. And what I didn't expect from her this episode was how she hashed things out, or should I say squash the beef between her and her ex, Junior, and his new girlfriend, Adriana. Now, at the party that they had that Charmaine put together, by the way, in honor of the friends that they had met and their customers they had met in Las Vegas, at the tattoo convention, she felt like, you know what, it's time to squash the beef. Her and Adriana had got into it a few times over Junior, and she wanted to let Junior know there's no ill feelings, as far as them their breakup goes. And I thought that everything was cool after that. Okay, Lily apologized. Okay, kudos, good for her. But then later on, she went in the garage and sat down on the floor and started crying. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with Lily? This girl proclaiming to Junior's girlfriend, Adriana, her love for him. She still loves Junior. She still cares for Junior. And I get it. But Lily should have done that somewhere else, as far as letting my ex, his new girl, his new boo, whatever, wife, whatever, girlfriend, see me break down like that. That would never happen. Even if I was still in love with my ex, which I'm not in love with any of my exes, but she broke down crying and snotting, and I'm like, oh no. And then after that, I don't know if she was still butthurt, because of the fact that she was still in love, and then wanted to hurt Adriana by telling her he ain't all that, good of a person as you think he is. And she's like, what you mean? And Lily goes on to tell her that at the beginning of Adriana, when he broke up with Lily, after they broke up and he got with Adriana, and he texted her, this is what Lily said, he texted Lily and told her that he still loves her at the beginning of his new relationship with Adriana. Now, I don't know how to feel about that, because she, was like, yeah, it happened, you said it. And Junior was all in her face. Why you lying? Why you trying to, hurt my girlfriend? You just jealous. You just, want to see me hurt. You just, woo. And I'm like thinking, I wonder if there's any truth in that. Like, any truth at all in that. Because Lily was sitting there pretty calm, don't you think? When she was trying to defend herself, it's true. And then his girlfriend, Adriana, I was like, how the heck could you sit there and believe Lily? Not saying Lily lying, y'all. I'm not saying Lily lying. I'm not saying she's saying the truth. But it took just that. And that's one thing that a lot of guys have an issue with when they in relationship is they girlfriend or their wife believing something that another chick said right off tops with no explanation. They don't want to hear their side of the story. I mean, they just take it and run with it, get pissed off, break up with them, put them out, divorce them, whatever. Take half the house and half the kids. Without listening to the dad, so the man. So, I had a little issue with that because if his girlfriend really loves him the way she act like she does, she should have at least heard his side of the story, even if he had lied to her in the past. That's just my take on that. But anyway, to another subject. Jen. Now, I thought Jen had left. After Van left her at the altar, I thought she had left, went back to the Chi because she was hurt. And, he basically, told her at the altar he didn't want to marry her. He was just doing it because she wanted him to. I thought she packed her stuff up and went back to the Chi. But then she comes strolling up into the party, talking about, I heard they was having a party, so of course I'm going to be there. I'm like, how you going to be there when you just literally cussed this man out, broke it off with him, so it seemed, went back to the hotel where you were staying, and I'm thinking, and I'm sure everybody else thinking, you done went back home. And you come busting up in the party in some too tight booty shorts. I mean, Van, I see why he was up there crying and stuff, because he was like, oh, damn, I'm about to miss all of that. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, and I ain't no homo, but Jen, she looked pretty good in her little short jeans. She got the legs, she got the shape for it, and I'm sure he was up there like, oh, dang, I'm gonna miss all this. Somebody else gonna have all that. He up there crying and stuff, and she about to beat his butt. She was like, you better stop that crying. I was like, what the heck? And then he tried to touch her and, try to, show her some kind of affection. And she up there about to take off on him because he was touching her. Talking about, don't touch me, get your hand. I thought she was about to slack the mess out of him. But my thing is with Jen, why'd you show up at the party if all you wanted to do was argue and fight? You could have done that back in the Chi. You could have done that at the chapel when he basically told you he didn't want to marry you. I mean, why show up in the party? And then she was all extra loud, trying to make sure everybody heard and everything. But anywho, I don't know what's up with them, but I do believe they probably gonna end up back together. I do believe. But then, to a more serious note, as far as 4, I would have never guessed that 4 had dealt with depression in his past, and I hate that he's dealing with depression, but I'm so glad to see people being so open on these reality shows like that. Like, for instance, 4's dealing with depression. Ryan's dad, I mean, not Ryan, I'm sorry, thought somebody was walking up to my door. What's 4's, I can't think. But 4 right now is dealing with, depression, and Don's, I'm sitting in my parking lot, so I'm somewhere safe. If y'all think, why she keep looking around? But anyway, Don, his dad is dealing with depression as well, because he done lost his father, he done lost his uncle, he done lost his, his brother, all within a close, time frame. And it's like 4, when he was calling his girlfriend and talking to Ashley, and you can really just feel the weight on his shoulders with dealing with his bro with depression, dealing with his dad who's, and who's been depressed. And then on top of that, while he trying to, like he told his girlfriend, his wife Ashley, he's trying to be Superman, trying to protect everybody, trying to save everybody, trying to, help everybody. And he's still dealing with, his sister, who, died a few years ago. She committed suicide. If you follow the show, you remember that. And it's like he's trying to handle that, trying to handle keeping his family together because recently Ashley just came back after she bounced on him, and then having to deal with four. I mean, that was so sad. I was watching that and looking at people on the outside, you can't never tell sometimes that they dealing with depression, that they having suicidal thoughts. And when four mentioned that he sometimes feel like he shouldn't even be here, shouldn't even be living on this earth, that really hurt. I mean, all his friends, the cast members, they're not just cast members, they're actually, a crew, a clique, a group of sisters and brothers, by a different mother. But they were so hurt, and it's like, what can you do when somebody's dealing with something like that? And then when I saw the picture that he had put out for the promotion for his new album or his new single, it was a noose around his neck, and the name of it was called Help. I was like, I understand where Van and them and Charmaine and Ryan and Don, where they was coming from when they like, man, we looked at that picture and we didn't know, we can't understand. And then when I hear Don say, this isn't the first time that Four has had these issues, wow. I really think they need to get him help. I really do think they need to get him help. When they woke up that next morning and he was gone, I was like, oh my God, where did Four go? Where did he go? He left in the middle of the night, and then Van was in there in the bed with him. I'm like, how Van not know he left the room? I mean, these is two big dudes on one bed. Van sleeping at the foot, Four sleeping at the top. Van there to make sure he don't do anything crazy, try to take his life in the middle of the night or try to harm himself. And you didn't feel this big old dude get out the bed. Van must have been sleeping hard. And I guess I can give them a pass a little bit because they all was drinking. They was turned up at that pool party. But remember when Four, when he was sitting by the pool, and this was before, that little intervention, and he was sitting by the pool and he was looking like really sad or like out of it, or like he didn't want to be there. And to hear him later say, tonight at the pool party, his goal was to drown himself. I mean, people can be here 1 minute, y'all, and go on the next. And if we don't recognize the signs, like Ryan was saying, if you lonely, we gonna be lonely together. If you hurt, we gonna be hurting together. If you sad, I'm gonna try to cheer you up. You gotta see the signs. You gotta know the signs when people are depressed. I'm really, really glad they were focusing a lot on this. I mean, even the producers was like, we don't give a crap about nothing else going on tonight, nothing else on this show. We only thinking about Four. So they did everything possible, to try to find out where he was. They called his cell phone. They called Don, who was back in the Chi. And that's when Don was explaining. He was like, sometimes Four likes to be by himself, and sometimes he talks when he wants to talk, and just sometimes you just gotta back away. And that's the scary part, because it's like you don't want to back away when you know that somebody is depressed or having suicidal thoughts. You want to be there, and you want to try to protect them and try to save them, like Don was saying, to Ashley. But they eventually, Van eventually got in contact with him. Four answered his phone and asked him, could he meet him somewhere. They didn't disclose the location. And he requested no cameras, so they didn't take the cameras. And the producers was like, we not worried about no cameras. We not worried about the show right now. We just worried about Four. Go get Four. Go to Four. That's what the producers kept saying, go to Four. That really touched me, because the producer, the black guy, I can't remember his name, But he was so like concerned, like really concerned, as if this was like maybe a real family member of his or something, a close friend of his. And I like that. I really like that. But you know, Ryan went to 4, and then why I keep saying Ryan? Van went to 4, and then he called and said, you know what, I'm with him. I got him. He seems to be doing a lot better. He said he feels better. But they definitely, like Charmaine said, we cannot just be continually just letting him go off like that, or continually he needs to get some professional help. And I think from what Don was saying, from what I was getting from what Don was saying, was that 4 had professional help in the past, so he might need to start seeing someone again, a therapist, a counselor, something like that. But I'm sure hoping that he gets help, because he did tell Van, I want to live, I want to live, I want to live. So I'm hoping that everything works out with 4. And as far as Don's father too, I hope everything works out for him, because Don was just like, you know what, I can see that spark's no longer in your eye. um his father even admitted, I don't have the same energy I used to have. I don't feel the same. He said, I know something is wrong. And when his dad started crying, I was like, oh, take me out, take me out. Y'all know how I am when I see people crying. I'll just be like, boo hoo hoo. I was in tears. And Don, him being, trying to be Superman as usual, he told his dad, I want you to stay with me and Ash, for a couple of weeks, because I don't want you to be alone. I want you around some good energy, family, fun, some laughter, some love, stuff like that. So I think his dad is going to take him up on that offer. I really hope he does, because wow, I don't think Don, could take it if he lost anybody else after his sister. And, so y'all keep them in his prayers. You know how I am. Whenever I see my favorite celebrities, even though we don't know them personally, but whenever I see my favorite celebrities, and even the ones that are not so favorite, but when I do reviews on the shows and they going through stuff, death or sickness or whatever, I always say, let's keep them in our prayers and keep them in our thoughts, that everything works out for them. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. And let me know what you think about Lily and Junior. Do y'all think Lily was wrong for what she did? Um, and how do y'all feel about Jen, busting up in there just to argue with Van? And how y'all feel about 4, and Don and his father? And let me know what y'all think about that. And just remember, look for the signs. Look for the signs. If you see somebody that's normally outgoing and cheerful all the time and always want to hang out and always want to, upbeat, and then all of a sudden they do like a 360 and don't ever want to be around nobody, looking like they depressed all the time or upset or angry, it might be something deeper going on with them. So, let's take care of each other. And in the meantime and in between time, Prime Time Squad, stay safe, be blessed,